JDs and gentlemen, goys and burls, welcome back to the channel, and the Xdefiant window of opportunity is starting to open back up. If you guys remember back in summer when we had the Xdefiant beta, there was that window of opportunity between like June and July where we talked about how there was no games to play. Call of Duty was in a horrible spot, Warzone was in one of the worst spots ever, and yeah, there were single player things to grab and jump onto, but when it came to first person arcade style shooters, there was nothing in that void to be filled. I mean, it was just a horrible time for those. And we got that beta, we were all jumping for joy, knowing that a summer launch was supposed to come. And then when Xdefiant dropped the ball and got delayed around the release of Modern Warfare 3, we all were like, hey, that window that you had is now gone. With Modern Warfare 3 right around the corner and all the promises that Sledgehammer and Activision were making of returning Call of Duty to its roots and blah, 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 I can openly admit, I don't want to say I fell for it because I do have fun on the game, but that one pesky SBMM that's just sitting there ripping that game apart completely went away. But I agree, not launching on Modern Warfare 3 was a very smart decision by Xdefiant because when you're a competitor in the first-person shooter market, you're going to kill your game that way. Perfect example was Titanfall 2 back in the day. They launched around Battlefield and Call of Duty, and then they just fell off the face of the earth. And now it's finally getting some recognition that it deserved, but obviously not what it could have gotten. So I said back when that video was being made and when all that was going on, I said if you can make it to January, February, even at the latest March, you have a great window to launch again. There is a window available in the COD cycle that allow you. There's the COD cycle. If you guys don't know what the COD cycle is, it's every single year we get the exact same thing where the game starts out promising to do all this great, amazing stuff, and then goes into its first season and everyone loves the game. They're having a ton of fun with it. There's little things you complain about here and there. Then you get into the first update. And with the first update, it's usually stale and boring and there's not much going on. The game breaks a ton because the update doesn't do anything proper. And you go into what then they have the reloaded update that promises to fix everything. And usually that update does a little bit better. But this time in Modern Warfare 3, I've never seen so many people complain about an update like we did this past week. Season 1 Reloaded for Modern Warfare 3's update outright killed their entire just fan base for at least 10 hours. I mean, the update was game-breaking. You couldn't play it. And this is the way I want people to look at this because you might be like, oh, well, it only affects so-and-so, blah, 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 blah. But it affects everyone in the same way because think of the players that want to come home from work or school and just hop on, vibe out, and have fun playing a game. And this update even affected them, not just the content creators. It affected normal players. They were literally unable to play the game. Especially Warzone. Warzone was in such a bad spot for the first 10 hours that you couldn't get on and play. And not to mention, not even that, one thing that just drives me insane about Call of Duty updates is if you want to, as a content creator, even just trying to have fun, go have fun. The lobbies for Update Day are the worst lobbies ever. If you want to play Warzone on Update Day, expect to play in COD Champs. It's just the sweatiest thing ever made. And that brings me back to today's video of the window of opportunity. We're in a spot right now where, I mean, nothing is going right for COD players, and they're leaving just in mass amounts. People don't want to play this game. And the number one culprit is skill-based matchmaking. We all know it is. And, like, a good example of just seeing players leave to play something that they're having fun with, look at Pal World. That game came out of nowhere, and it's got 2 million plus players on Steam right now. It's a game that people are having so much fun playing, and that's what you want to see. You want people to have fun with your game, and that's why Pal World's having a ton of success. And not to mention, Xdefiant's a free-to-play game. Pal World's on Game Pass, and you have to pay for it on Steam if you want it. So you don't get that game for free, so a game like Xdefiant, it's going to be free, it's going to have consistent updates, and the lack of skill-based matchmaking is going to keep people around. Going along with like the launch, just to kind of interrupt real quick and add this in because I forgot to mention it in my last video, was Mark Rubin did mention that we're going to be getting a playtest before the launch of Xdefiant, so I do expect that to come like any week now, or at least an announcement any week, because I do think their window of opportunity in launching is the end of January, beginning like middle of February, and if you push it to March, you're taking a chance, and I'll explain that in a second. But we're supposed to be getting a playtest, but honestly, in my mind, just jump right into the game. Use the preseason or Season 0 as your opportunity to iron out any wrinkles and get the bugs out of the way, and just get the game in the hands of players that want to play it. Your community is itching to play this game, and I know there's more to it than just launching the game, But when you're looking at it from the outside looking in, Xdefiant fans just want the game. Call of Duty fans are running away from their game. And if something else is going to pull them in and take them away, Xdefiant's going to be losing that community to something else. Now, obviously, the first-person shooter genre is such a stale spot right now in all of gaming. There is no kind of team deathmatch, arcade-style shooter that really catches anyone's attention outside of Call of Duty. I get that. Battle Royales, extraction shooters, survival games, that's all like the hot thing right now. But if you look at it like I do from the perspective of Valorant and CS, so Counter-Strike has been around forever, and many people said that Valorant wouldn't be successful because of how good CS was. Well, there is something in Valorant that makes it more fun, that makes it more engaging. There's the abilities, the skins, the art style, all that kind of stuff stands out for that game much better than many others have tried to do as well. So looking at Xdefiant and Call of Duty, you have that same similarity. Call of Duty's been around forever. It is like the staple of it. It is the well-known game in the first-person shooter market. Xdefiant is unique. It has abilities. The art style is crazy. The players and like the characters of the game are coming from other games that you might have played back in the day through Tom Clancy or Ubisoft. And it's something that I think can coexist alongside each other. I just think the niche of players are going to be a little bit different. Call of Duty separates their competitive and their basic players or their pub players because everything in their mother is banned inside of competitive Call of Duty. There's like 2 guns we're allowed to use all year long. But the opposite happens when it comes to like CS and Valorant. The CS community and Valorant community, their like niche is both casual and competitive. If you went on Valorant right now and you asked someone who's playing casual, hey, can you tell me a couple competitive players? They're going to be able to rattle at least the top players off in their head because that community loves their game so much. If you go into a COD lobby, other than Scump and maybe Nadeshot and a few other players from the past, I don't think many people could even name modern-day players inside of competitive Call of Duty. I'm not saying it's not good to watch, it's not fun. I just don't think people care about it as much. But nonetheless, let's get back into that window of opportunity I was talking about. So that window of opportunity is in between the end of January to probably the end of February at the latest. And the reason I think this is because Call of Duty has nothing planned for that time other than maybe some balancing updates and hotfixes and shit like that. But you're going into a part where Warzone will be getting Fortune's Keep to return. And now I know Warzone's a battle royale, but Warzone does pull a lot of people away because people play that for hours on end. They aren't going to play other games. I mean, we've seen that with multiplayer. Multiplayer has become a glorified weapon simulator. It's just you level your weapons in it and you don't even do it anymore. But I think, honestly, if we go into too close to Fortune's Keep's launch, you're going to lose some players over back to Fortune's Keep. Now, will they return to, Xdefiant and all that? Probably, maybe. I don't know. I can't speak on that. I can't predict the future. But if you're looking to have the safest time to launch, the down period of Call of Duty, and you want to launch at a perfect window, that's your perfect time, before the Fortune Keep announcement. Now, after that, I don't know if that's a good idea because there's going to be so much going on with Warzone, and the Season 3 update's supposed to be promising bringing back Call of Duty stuff from like Advanced Warfare and other games, so who knows how that's going to work. And then the later you wait into the year, the closer you're now getting to the hype of Rebirth Island returning, the next Call of Duty title, so that window's there. It's coming up, it's coming fast, so I'm hoping Xdefiant takes advantage of this unlike they did in the summer. But if you guys made it this far in the video, let me know down in the comments section, is a hot dog a sandwich? We've had this debate here on the channel before. I've been talking about it over the past weekend. I just want to know, is a hot dog a freaking sandwich or not? And also, let me know your thoughts on the video down below. Let me know about Xdefiant. Are you guys excited for it? Are you guys looking forward to it? I know I really am getting more and more excited as I'm branching into new games. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. You guys are beautiful, one of a kind, and I will see you guys in the next one. Deuces, boys.